Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be about top 5 public universities in the field of supply chain management, operations or logistics. So I've clubbed all these three areas into one, and therefore probably the name of the course might not be exactly Masters in Supply Chain Management, but it might cover other areas like logistics and operations as well. So all these topics that I'm creating videos on are suggestions from your end, and I note it down and then create a video on that topic. So if you have other suggestions, feel free to write them down in the comments so that I can create the next video on that particular topic. So let's cover top 5 public universities in Germany in the field of supply chain management, operations or logistics. All these 5 programs that we will discuss are English taught masters options. We start with University of Mannheim, Master in Operations and Supply Chain Management. The language is English. And the duration is 4 semesters, so 120 ECTS. Typically, the intake is winter intake and the application window is 1 April to 15 May. But you should check the page for any kind of updates as it may vary year to year. Fees, so it's a public university, so there is no general tuition fees. Now, it is very important to check the non-EU policy because some universities have started fees for non-EU students, and DAAD flags non-EU tuition fees in some Mannheim master programs. So it's important to check this for Mannheim. Now, how the Mannheim Business School is one of Germany's top business schools. Expect a competitive admission process therefore here, and therefore strong grades, GMAT or GRE is often requested. Convincing motivation letter, a quantitative background is good to have. Let's look at University of Cologne, offering an MSc Business Administration. So they have a supply chain management track and the language of the program is English. The duration is again 4 semesters, so 2 years, 120 ECTS, the standard master structure in Germany. Typically the intake is a winter intake and application windows can vary, but it is generally from April to July. And you should, what I always recommend is always look at the university's page for the deadlines. Every year this might vary. And the fees, because it's a public university, there is no tuition fees, but there is a semester contribution. So this is also applicable for Mannheim, right? The semester contribution can be anywhere between 100 to 500 euros a semester. And again, the competitiveness is quite high for Cologne because the quantitative skills are preferred, good grades, and it's also very well regarded in Germany. So you need a strong academic record and quantitative skills are also preferred. The faculty is very well regarded in Germany, so it could be that the competition is quite high. Number 3 on the list, we have TU Darmstadt, MSc Logistics and Supply Chain Management. The language is English and the duration is 2 years. That is the standard duration. The winter intake, the typical intake is the winter intake. So application period somewhere between June to July for the winter semester. Okay. The fees, again, it's a public university, so there is no tuition fees, only semester contribution fees can range anywhere between 100 to 500 euros. Always confirm if any state level fees apply. So for example, Baden-Württemberg have some exceptions, right? For non-EU students they charge tuition fees, but TU Darmstadt is in Hesse. Now competitiveness wise, moderate to depending on the seat limits, quantitative engineering background, they require maths, operations is strongly preferred. So again, a quantitative background might be very important. We have TU Dortmund University, MSc Logistics, very research and technical specific course. The program is international and a lot of the duration is 3 semesters, so it can be fast. So it's a fast track program with a thesis as well, but for 3 semesters, so 1.5 years. Or it is commonly presented as an accelerated research master. Check the exact variant when you apply, so you'll have to take the track that you are interested in. The intake is the winter semester. The application window closed by mid-June to July for international applicants. And there's another thing you have to notice: if you are an international applicant, you have to check the deadlines accordingly. Okay, the university therefore recommends applying as early as possible. Sub-programs also have a deadline between Jan to July. Okay, so it already starts in Jan. The fees, no tuition fees, only semester contribution fees. Specifics depend on the enrollment status, also the nationality. But when it comes to competitiveness, then this is moderate, but they have a strict prerequisite coursework. So TU Dortmund requires significant prior logistics and mathematics credits. So you should, when you do the application, you should present to them what you have done in your bachelor's, and you should ideally highlight in your transcript how many credits you have done in the courses that they want you to do. Like for maths, if you've done maths in your bachelor's, you should highlight it in the transcript that I have so many credits in maths. Fifth and last is RWTH Aachen, offering a master's in logistics. So RWTH Aachen has several international master programs related to logistics, production, operations. You should check the exact MSc title. Some have logistics or production tracks that are offered in English. So it could be that you have a management program, but you have a track where you can do a supply chain management specialization there. So you should go through the list and see. It is not necessary that the name would be supply chain management, but rather only management, and you can check and you can apply study that particular track you want when you study this program, right? I hope I am clear. So it's not that you will get the same name as you expect. The names could vary, but the coursework might be similar to what you want to study. So it's very important to check the different titles and also the coursework to see where your interest lies in. It sometimes is possible that you go for a supply chain management, but you want to study something more related to or more focused in logistics, but that's the supply chain management would be a very generic program. So go for rather a master's in logistics and operation research. So this is very important to look at different master programs, look at the coursework of these master programs, and then select which one you would like to study or which one you have more interest in. Now, RWTH Business School also has some fees. If you're not going for RWTH Aachen University, but the business school, then business school has fees. So you need to check for each program how much is the tuition fees. And it is one of the top technical universities. So logistics or the operations program is therefore often attracts strong applicants with a more engineering or quantitative background. So I would say that it's really important to have a quantitative background even if you are going for a master in logistics or operations. Admissions can therefore be super competitive and sometimes even restricted. So they have only a certain set of seats and they can only give 60 applicants an admission. Okay, so the summary here is that most of these programs have a winter intake. Okay, so the winter intake applications usually start between March to July. Some have June, July, some have April, June. So it really depends. It's important to make a nice Excel list of the universities you like to apply to, the courses you want to apply to there, what are the requirements, and start getting documents accordingly, start preparing accordingly, and also write down the deadline so that you are prepared well ahead in advance before you apply to these programs. Now, there are certain programs that are open, so they have a rolling admission process. So this is also very important to check, because then in this case, the earlier you apply, the earlier the faster you will have the admit in your hand. Now, because these are public universities, there are no tuition fees, but there are some universities that have introduced tuition fees for non-EU students. So for example, universities in the state of Baden-Württemberg charge tuition fees for non-EU students. TU Munich charges tuition fees for non-EU students now. So if you select a university like this, then it could be that you study at a public university but still pay tuition fees because you are a non-EU student. But in general, in maximum public universities in Germany, there are no tuition fees for students. So you have to check that criteria. Now, most of these programs are moderately to highly competitive, I would say, because the program is becoming more and more a course of choice among students, also international students. Now, public engineering schools like RWTH or TU Darmstadt and the top business schools like the Mannheim Business School or Cologne Business School, they expect strong quantitative background, good grades, and a clear motivation. So you can also, if you have work experience in this area in the past, this could be a very good plus point. Now, exact acceptance rate are not consistently published by universities. The selection is typically merit and profile based. So grades, your match of subjects, what you've studied in your bachelor matches to your master. If you've done the credits, subjects that they require you to have a previously, or you have relevant work experience, and your motivation letter. These will be some of the top things. GMAT or GRE score may also be required in certain, like the business schools. This could be a plus point to have. So this was like an overview of the 5 universities that are very popular when you want to study a master in this particular area. I hope you found this video informative. It gives you an idea of what are the things you can expect if you'd like to study a master in Germany in this supply chain management area, and what are the universities, what are the kind of courses offered, and that most of these courses are offered in the winter intake, so you can apply accordingly. Of course, there are many other universities that you can also look at, and so I hope you found this video informative. If you still have questions, you can write them down in the comments below. You can also book a call with me directly via TopMate. The link will be in the description. And if there is any other course of interest that you like to know about, top 5 universities or courses, then you should write the topic down in the comments so that I can note it down and make a video on that for you next. I hope you found this video informative. If you did, please consider liking, sharing and subscribing to my channel. I have previously made videos on top 5 courses in biotechnology, in computer science, in management, and sustainability as well. So I will link the playlist here so that you can go there and see the video of your choice. That's all for today. I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye and take care.